The hardest truth about your life is this: some doors did not stay closed because you were ugly, unlucky, or not good enough. They stayed closed because your words walked into the room before you did. Every silent breakup, every missed chance, every room where you felt small has been trying to teach you one lesson. Your life changes when your communication changes, and your life changes when your communication changes, whether you learn it from wisdom or learn it from pain. So, if you are tired of shrinking in rooms you were born to stand tall in, stay close to this voice and keep this channel near your journey, because some messages do not just inspire you, they pull you back together. I know what it feels like to replay a conversation all night. I know what it feels like to think of the right words after the person is gone, after the room is empty, after the chance has passed. I know what it feels like to sit there smiling on the outside while your chest is full of things you should have said. And let me tell you something with love, but with no sugar on it. If you cannot say what you mean, people will decide what you mean for you. If you cannot speak with strength, people will handle you with carelessness. If you cannot express pain, pain will express itself through your attitude, through your silence, through your distance. Think about that. Some of you are not weak. You are not dumb. You are not broken. You are just trapped behind words that never learned how to carry your heart. And that trap is expensive. It costs jobs. It costs peace. It costs love. It costs time. Days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years, and one day you wake up surrounded by people who have never really met the real you. That is why this matters. The art of communication is not about sounding fancy. It is not about talking more. It is not about winning every talk. It is about getting your truth out of your chest and into the world in a way that builds trust, builds respect, builds connection. It is about learning how to be clear, calm, and real. It is about learning how not to betray yourself with your own mouth. Let that settle in, because the first person you speak to every day is not your boss, not your partner, not the world. The first person you speak to every day is you. And if the voice in your own head is full of fear, apology, and doubt, that is the voice that will leak into every room you enter. The mirror hears everything. The mirror knows if you call yourself weak before anybody else does. The mirror knows if you tell yourself, keep quiet, do not bother them, do not ask, do not speak up, do not make trouble. Then you wonder why your voice shakes when it matters. You wonder why your message gets lost. You wonder why people talk over you. It is because communication starts before sound. It starts with identity. A man who believes he has no value will whisper the truth like it is a crime. A woman who believes she always has to earn love will explain herself for 10 minutes when one honest sentence would do. A person who lives in fear of rejection will stuff every message with extra words, soft words, nervous words, hoping nobody gets upset. But clear people are powerful people. Calm people are powerful people. Honest people are powerful people. Not loud, not rude, not dramatic. Clear. When you say what you mean, you teach the world how to meet you. When you speak with respect, you teach the world how to treat you. When you stop hiding behind maybe, sort of, kind of, if that is okay, only if you want to, sorry to bother you, you begin to feel your backbone return. Brick by brick, word by word, breath by breath. I want you to notice how often fear dresses up like politeness. Think about that. Fear says, do not say what hurt you. Fear says, laugh it off. Fear says, maybe they will figure it out. Fear says, if I tell the truth, they might leave. But the truth is this: people leave anyway. People misunderstand anyway. People guess anyway. Silence does not protect you the way you think it does. Silence can become a prison with nice manners. So start small, start simple, start now. Say, I do not like that. Say, I need more time. Say, that hurt me. Say, I am not confused, I am afraid. Say, I want better for my life. Those are not just sentences. Those are keys. Those are doors opening inside you. And every time you use one, your self-respect grows. Every time you tell the truth kindly, your nervous system learns that honesty will not kill you. Every time you stop performing and start expressing, your life becomes more real. Your life changes when your communication changes. Not because magic happens, but because your words begin to match your worth. And when your words match your worth, people can finally see what was there all along. So let me ask you this: what lie have you been calling your personality when it is really just fear? Now, once you learn how to stop hiding from your own truth, the next lesson comes fast, and most people miss it their whole lives. Communication is not only about speaking, it is about listening so deeply that another person feels safe enough to stop wearing armor around you. That is rare. That is powerful. That is the part nobody claps for, but it changes everything. We live in a noisy world. Everybody has an answer. Everybody has a take. Everybody has a speech ready before the other person even finishes the first sentence. We do not listen to understand. We listen to reload. We listen to defend. We listen to win. And then we wonder why nobody feels close anymore. Think about a seed in dry soil. You can have a good seed, a strong seed, a seed full of life. But if the soil is hard, nothing grows. That is what a conversation feels like when nobody is listening. Good thoughts fall in, nothing grows. Good feelings fall in, nothing grows. Honest pain falls in, nothing grows. But when the soil is soft, when the ground is open, when the space is safe, the smallest word can grow into trust. The smallest truth can grow into healing. The smallest question can open a heart that has been locked for years. Listening is that soil. Listening says I am here. Listening says I do not need to rush your pain. Listening says I care enough to stay still while you find the words. And let me tell you something that can save a relationship, save a friendship, even save a family. Sometimes people are not asking you for a fix. They are asking you for a witness. They are not saying solve me. They are saying see me. That changes the whole room. A young man comes home and says, I am tired. Somebody careless hears weakness. Somebody wise hears wait. A girl says, I am fine. Somebody lazy hears fine. Somebody who listens hears a closed door hiding a storm. A friend gets sharp with you. Somebody proud gets sharp back. Somebody awake asks, what pain is talking through that tone? See the difference. Listening is not passive. Listening is active love. It is discipline. It is strength under control. It means you stop making every talk about your defense, your story, your proof, your ego. No excuses, no rushing, no proving, just presence. Let that settle in. Ask better questions. Not what is wrong with you. Ask what happened to you. Not why are you acting like this. Ask what are you carrying right now. Not how do I shut this down. Ask what is really being said here. Those small shifts change lives. And yes, you still need boundaries. Yes, you still need self-respect. Listening does not mean becoming a doormat. Listening does not mean agreeing with foolishness. Listening does not mean letting people dump chaos on your soul every day. It means before you answer, you seek to understand. Before you react, you slow the movie down. Before you build a wall, you make sure you heard the real message. Because half the fights in life are not born from hate. They are born from hurt. They are born from fear. They are born from two people standing 2 feet apart, both secretly begging not to be misunderstood. Think about that. If you want to become unforgettable, become the person who makes others feel heard. In a world full of interruption, be the pause. In a world full of noise, be the calm. In a world full of people waiting for their turn to talk, be the person who listens with both ears, both eyes, and an open heart. Watch what happens. People relax around you. Truth rises around you. Trust grows around you. And something else happens too. The more you truly listen to others, the better you hear yourself. You start noticing your own patterns, your own triggers, your own blind spots. You start hearing where pride jumps in, where fear cuts in, where pain twists meaning. That is growth. That is wisdom. That is the art. Your life changes when your communication changes, and your communication changes when your listening becomes deep enough to turn noise into understanding. So answer this honestly. How many of your hardest battles came from 2 hurt people begging not to be misunderstood? And once you understand that, the next lesson hits even harder, because words are not just about what you say. They are about when you say it and how you carry it. The same sentence can feel like medicine or poison depending on the tone, the timing, and the spirit behind it. Think about fire. Fire can warm a house, fire can cook a meal, fire can light the dark, but fire can also burn down everything if it is thrown around without care. Your words are like that. Tone is heat, timing is wind. Put the wrong heat with the wrong wind, and a small problem becomes a wildfire. How many times have you said something true, but said it in a way that made truth impossible to hear? How many times has somebody been right in content and wrong in spirit? Think about that. You can be correct and still create damage. You can have the facts and still lose the person. That is why mature communication is not just honesty. It is honest wisdom. It is knowing that truth without love becomes a hammer, and love without truth becomes a lie. You need both, clear and kind, strong and steady, direct and human, not screaming, not exploding, not trying to crush the other person before they crush you. There is no medal for winning a conversation and losing a connection. Let that settle in. If you are angry, say less. If you are hurt, breathe first. If your heart is racing, your mouth should slow down. Some words need an hour. Some words need a night. Some words need a walk before they ever need a reply. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. Because the storm in you will try to use truth like a weapon. It will say, tell them now, hit them now, end this now. But not every feeling deserves a microphone the moment it arrives. Feelings are real, but feelings are not always ready. Think about seasons. You do not plant in every season. You do not harvest in every season. The wise farmer respects timing. The wise speaker does too. There is a time to challenge. There is a time to comfort. There is a time to stay quiet. There is a time to speak with fire in your bones and tears in your eyes. Communication is an art because it asks more of you than just having something to say. It asks for control. It asks for patience. It asks for the courage to wait until your truth can land instead of just explode. I have seen people destroy trust in 60 seconds because pride wanted the last word. I have seen people save years of love because they chose the right moment, the right tone, the right posture, lower shoulders, softer face, steady voice, same message, different outcome. Think about that and stop using anger as proof of strength. Real strength can sit down. Real strength can lower its voice. Real strength does not need to turn every hard talk into a threat. Some of you grew up around loud people, sharp people, cold people, people who used words like blades. So now when pressure comes, your body copies what it saw. But you do not have to keep that pattern. You can break it. You can say, this pain stops in me. This chaos stops in me. This careless way of speaking stops in me. No blaming, no repeating, no passing it on. Just growth, just awareness, just a better standard. Your children may one day speak the way you learned to speak under pressure. Your partner will feel the weather of your tone long after your sentence is over. Your team will react more to your spirit than your speech. This matters. Tone teaches people whether your truth is safe to receive. Timing teaches people whether your wisdom is mature enough to trust. And when you combine truth, timing, and tone, your words stop starting fires and start lighting paths. Your life changes when your communication changes, not only because others hear you better, but because you stop letting your worst moments become your loudest voice. So tell me this, when the next hard moment finds you, will your mouth act like a match or a lamp? Now let us go deeper, because communication is also the way you build your name in the world. Every talk lays a brick, every promise lays a brick, every honest no, every clear yes, every calm correction, every kept word lays a brick. And after enough days, enough weeks, enough years, those bricks become your reputation. They become the house people feel when they stand near you. Some people have a house made of smoke, nice words, weak backbone, big promises, little follow-through, warm tone, hidden motives. Others have a house made of stone. What they say is what they mean. What they promise is what they do. What they feel is what they express with maturity. Which one do you think people trust? Think about that. Communication is not just sound. It is structure. It is architecture. It is the shape of your character becoming visible. That is why boundaries matter so much. If you cannot say no, your yes means nothing. If you cannot state a limit, resentment will speak for you later. If you cannot ask for respect, bitterness will leak out through sarcasm, coldness, and distance. People do not become fake overnight. They become fake one swallowed truth at a time, one forced smile at a time, one silent wound at a time. Then one day, they are exhausted and do not know why. Let that settle in. Some of you are tired because your mouth keeps agreeing to what your spirit is tired of carrying. You say yes when you mean no. You say maybe when you mean never again. You say it is okay when your heart knows it is not okay. Then you wonder why you feel unseen. But how can people honor a line you never draw? How can they respect a limit you never speak? No hinting, no hoping, no silent resentment. Say it clean, say it kind, say it clear. I cannot do that. I am not available for that. That does not work for me. I need honesty. I need time. I need respect. These are not rude sentences. These are adult sentences. These are healthy sentences. These are self-respecting sentences. And yes, some people will not like the new you. The people who benefited from your silence will call your clarity attitude. The people who used your confusion will call your boundaries selfish. The people who liked the version of you that never pushed back will act shocked when you finally speak like a person with a spine. Let them be shocked. Growth always offends the people who are comfortable with your lack of it. Think about that. Stop letting the fear of disapproval edit your voice. Stop handing the pen of your life to people who do not have to live it. If you keep speaking to keep everybody comfortable, you will become a stranger to yourself. And that is too high a price. The art of communication is not pleasing everybody. It is honoring truth without losing grace. It is learning how to disagree without disrespect. It is learning how to say no without guilt. It is learning how to ask for what you need without feeling ashamed for having needs. That changes careers. That changes love. That changes money. That changes peace. Because the world often gives more to the people who can express value, ask directly, and stand steadily, not arrogantly, not greedily, clearly. A quiet, clear request beats a desperate, messy speech. A simple standard beats a long apology. A direct sentence beats 10 hints. Brick by brick, your voice builds your life. Brick by brick, your silence can bury it too. So choose carefully. Every room is teaching people how to read you. Every conversation is writing your name in invisible ink across someone's memory. What do you want it to say? That you were vague, fearful, and easy to ignore? Or that you were steady, respectful, and impossible to misunderstand? Your life changes when your communication changes, because your future is built on the strength of what you can say, what you can refuse, and what you can ask for without trembling. So be honest with yourself. Whose approval has been holding the pen every time you try to speak? And now we come to the part that separates people who simply understand this message from people whose lives actually change because of it. Practice, daily practice, quiet practice, repeated practice. Because communication, like strength, is built by reps. You do not get strong by watching push-ups. You get strong by getting on the floor and doing them when your arms shake. In the same way, you do not become a powerful communicator by nodding at good advice. You become one by using your voice in small moments until courage becomes normal. One rep is making eye contact when you say thank you. One rep is asking the extra question instead of pretending you do not care. One rep is speaking up in the meeting even if your heart beats hard. One rep is telling a friend the truth with love instead of gossiping about them in another room. One rep is saying, I was wrong. One rep is saying, I forgive you. One rep is saying, I need help. Small reps, honest reps, daily reps. Think about that. Most people wait for a huge moment before they decide to become brave. But the huge moment is usually lost by the person who ignored the small moments. You do not suddenly become clear under pressure. You reveal what you have practiced in private. Under pressure, you do not rise to your wishes. You fall to your habits. So build better habits. Speak slower. Pause longer. Listen deeper. Ask one more question. Cut 10 extra words. Mean what you say. Say what you mean. This is how you train, not in fantasy, not someday, not when confidence magically falls from the sky, in the next text, in the next call, in the next hard talk, in the next ordinary day. Let that settle in. You want better friends? Learn to communicate loyalty, standards, and truth. You want a better relationship? Learn to communicate pain before it becomes poison. You want more respect at work? Learn to communicate ideas with structure, calm, and conviction. You want peace in your mind? Learn to communicate with yourself in a way that is firm but not cruel. Because again, your life changes when your communication changes. The shy man who learns to ask becomes the man who receives. The angry man who learns to pause becomes the man who protects instead of harms. The wounded person who learns to express hurt cleanly becomes the person who can finally be loved deeply, because now others can reach what used to stay buried. That is the gift of this art. It turns hidden lives into honest ones. It turns pressure into presence. It turns fear into form. And here is another truth. Communication is not only what leaves your mouth, it is what your face says. It is what your posture says. It is what your silence says. Folded arms speak. Wandering eyes speak. A weak handshake speaks. A calm breath speaks. A patient pause speaks. Your whole body is in the conversation with you, so train all of it. Walk into rooms like you belong there because you do. Sit like you are not apologizing for taking up space because you should not. Speak like your ideas deserve air because they do. Not from ego, from worth, from truth, from the simple fact that you are alive and your life matters. No hiding, no shrinking, no muting, just growth, just reps, just the slow building of a voice that matches the soul inside it. And listen, you will mess up. You will say too much one day and too little the next. You will speak too fast. You will choose the wrong moment. You will leave a talk and think, I should have said it better. Good. That means you are in the gym. That means you are learning. That means you are no longer asleep. Do not chase perfect speech. Chase honest progress. Chase clearer truth. Chase stronger calm. One day you will notice it. The room that used to scare you now listens. The conversation you used to avoid now feels normal. The boundary you used to fear now comes out of your mouth with peace instead of panic. The person capable of changing your life was never outside the door. The person capable of changing your life has been in the mirror this whole time, waiting for your voice to catch up. And when it does, doors change, relationships change, opportunities change, you change. So answer this like your future depends on it, because it does. If your future self could hear the way you speak today, would that version of you believe you are ready for the life you keep asking for? Remember the first truth. Some doors did not stay closed because you were not enough. They stayed closed because your words got there first, but that can change. Starting now, that can change. Picture yourself a year from this moment. You walk into a room and your back is straight. Your mind is calm, your voice is steady. You do not rush, you do not beg, you do not hide. You speak and people lean in, not because you are louder, but because you are clearer. Picture the call you used to fear. You make it. The hard conversation you used to delay. You have it. The boundary you used to choke on. You say it with peace. The apology you needed to give. You give it with humility. The dream you kept buried because you did not know how to express it. You finally put words around it, and the world begins to move. Picture the people you love feeling safer with you because your tone no longer carries old chaos. Picture your children, your partner, your friends, your team, seeing a version of you that is present, open, and real. Picture sleeping at night without replaying every room because the truth inside you is no longer trapped. Think about that. This is bigger than speaking well. This is about living honestly. This is about carrying your soul with dignity. This is about becoming the kind of person whose words heal, build, and lead. So the next time fear tells you to stay silent, remember what silence has already cost you. The next time pride tells you to explode, remember what careless words can burn down. The next time doubt tells you your voice does not matter, remember that entire futures are shaped by a single brave sentence spoken at the right time in the right spirit. Your life changes when your communication changes. Your love changes when your communication changes. Your peace changes when your communication changes. So stand up in your own spirit, clean up your inner voice, tell the truth kindly, listen deeply, set the line, do the reps. Speak like your life is listening, because it is. Speak like your future is listening, because it is. Speak like the person in the mirror has waited long enough, because he has. No excuses, no waiting, no whispering. Just truth, just courage, just a voice that opens doors.